Am I the asshole? For making my brother miss multiple days of school. IF, and my brother M. Michael. My brother is lazy and a heavy sleeper. He has to be constantly re-woken up in the mornings. He has done this for years. I recently got my license, so it is now my responsibility to get him and I to school. He cannot drive, nor does he want to. I set a clear rule with him at the beginning of this year that I will not be waking him up constantly, and he will wake up to his own alarm. The rule was, if you are not in my car by 7:55 you're getting yourself to school. He agreed. I was fine for the first week, but slowly I would notice he would be in a rush and not waking up as early as he was. Now more recently he has just been ignoring alarms and sleeping in. He simply does not care about going to school sometimes. I stuck to my rule and I leave at 7:55. My mom gets upset at me because no one else in my house can drive him to school while she's at work. So he ends up just staying home all day, and tends to forget that he still has work to do at home. He has missed full weeks of school because of this. Should I just give in and start waking him up again, or let my mom be mad and him deal with it? He is responsible for his own actions, not you. It's not your job to get him up. If mom wants him up, mom can call him or work something else out with him to make this happen. Funny how he isn't the one being more adult here, even though he is older. Not the asshole. He needs to understand his actions have consequences. Not the asshole. Repeat after me. This is not your problem. It's your mom's task to discipline and parent her own son. She can't delegate this role to you. Besides, if you wait for your brother to be ready, you'd lose lessons too. Not the asshole. Show me the part where you made him miss school. Not the asshole. Your brother is older than you and you are not his mother. If he can't even get up on his own at 17, he is going to soon realize what consequences are when he goes to college or gets a job. Not the asshole. You are not your brother's keeper. Your parents should be in charge of getting him to school, and if not, he's old enough to deal with the consequences. He's 17. He is old enough to be responsible for getting up in time for his commitments. If he really can't get up in time, maybe he should see a doctor. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Getting your older brother up for school isn't your responsibility. He needs to get himself up. Not the asshole. Stick to your guns. You are not his parent. He is not your responsibility. He's making himself miss school. Not the asshole. Your mother should be parenting your brother and he needs to grow up. Not the asshole. And to be super clear, this is not your problem to solve. But depending on truancy laws in your area and district policies, mom and brother could find themselves dealing with the district, a truancy officer, and potentially court. Or after missing X days in a row, some districts will just drop a student, and they'd have to be re-enrolled. Your brother needs to stop acting like a toddler and grow TF up for mom's sake and his own future. Michael's gonna FAFO. Not the asshole. How did he get to school before you had your license? And why is that no longer an option? Him getting to school is not your responsibility. It's generous enough that you're willing to drive him in the first place. Not the asshole. Also, parentification. Anyone? Yikes. How is a younger person responsible for the older one? Not the asshole. This is a parent fail. And a 17-year-old brother fail. Your brother obviously needs to be more responsible for himself. Your mom needs to parent better. This is not a you fail. If your circumstances are such that your unreasonable mom continues to blame you and nothing changes, suggest a family meeting where you can all agree on a solution. Or just pour freezing cold water on your brother every day at 7:00 a.m. Not the asshole. How was he getting to school before you got your license? When he realizes he's late, does he not have a bike he can ride or public transportation he can take? Your mom is responsible for his laziness. She can take him or deal with the cops when they show up because of his truancy. Not the asshole. Did you get him drunk the night before? Did you give him sleeping pills? Did you knock him out? If your answers are no, 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 then you are in no way at fault. Not in this lifetime or any lifetime. You set a clearly understandable and proper rule that if he wasn't in the car at 7:55 a.m. each morning he would be left to find his own way to school. He wasn't, he was left behind. Mom needs to get upset at the right person here, and it is not you. If she is so concerned, then she can wake him up and get him ready. Nata. It's not your responsibility. Your parents need to step in and be fucking parents. Not the asshole, and it's not your responsibility to parent your brother or get him to school. Mom needs to handle the situation and she has no right being annoyed with you. Not the asshole. You didn't make him do anything. He needs to go to bed earlier and wake up on time or get a bus pass, or both. Not the asshole. You aren't making him miss school. He apparently wants to be a dropout and live with your parents forever. Your mom needs to have a serious talk with him to tell him he's not going to live with her much longer, so he'd better get a diploma and a job afterwards. And just because you're female doesn't make you his caretaker. Just for fun, have your mom buy you an air horn and earplugs. About 5 minutes after his alarm goes off, put in the earplugs, step into his room, and give him a long blast. Betcha that wakes him up. Not the asshole. Your brother is stupid, but not an asshole. He's fine with missing school. Your mother, however, is an asshole for being mad at you. Way to make a man's behavior a woman's responsibility. It's gross. Granted, you are both still minors, but he's your older sibling. He's not forgetting he has work to do at home, he's choosing not to do it. I do have some sympathy for your mom here. It must be difficult to have a child on the cusp of adulthood who just refuses to do anything. But she's wrong to try and put any of that responsibility on you. Not the asshole, and don't give in. He's very nearly an adult and your mother in enabling. I assume he's not going to college, but if your mother hopes he gets a job, he better find one that starts in the afternoon. He's going to be living at home for quite a while, and this will probably get worse when he graduates. Congratulations, even though you're technically younger, you've just joined the eldest sister club, where the backbone of responsibility is always on the oldest only girl. You can pick up your tote bag and plane ticket when you turn 18. Edit. Not the asshole, of course. Not the asshole. He's old enough to learn how alarm clocks work. He's old enough to be responsible for himself. If he has a medical condition that prevents him from waking up, then he needs to be seeking treatment for that. Nata, you're not making him miss anything. He knows what time the car leaves and he agreed to be responsible for himself. Your mom's anger is misplaced if she is pissed at her responsible kid for going to school each day on time rather than being pissed at her lazy kid who can't be bothered to simply wake up and get in the car. Not the asshole. My brother also couldn't get his lazy ass out of bed for school. My parents weren't around to make sure he was up. I told him if he didn't get up when I called him, I would throw a glass of water in his face. It took one time. After that, if he heard me start up the stairs, he flew out of bed, yelling, "I'm up, I'm up." Sometimes it takes tough love to make someone be responsible for themselves. Not the asshole, but has he seen a sleep specialist? If this has been going on for years, there might be a medical reason he's such a heavy sleeper. Apnea, etc. might be something for mom and him to consider. But I would talk to your brother, too, like he probably doesn't want to redo the year due to absenteeism. Is there something wrong with him, mentally or physically? Not the asshole. You're not his parent and it's not fair for your mom to make this your responsibility. Your mom needs to step in. I get that she works, but it's only a matter of time before social services steps in based on the amount of time he's missed. Not the asshole. Your mom needs to parent your brother if she wants him to get up. Why should you, as a 16-year-old, have to get your older brother up? Why is mom mad at you instead of your brother for him choosing to skip school? Not the asshole. You are in an unfair situation. Not the asshole. Your parents need to deal with this, period.